Friday the 22nd of August 2025. I walked up the Malvern Hills and got to the top just after 12 o'clock. There were 3 other paraglider pilots there already. Noel pointed out a dusty, a small whirlwind on the grass. Tony was there too. With a light west or northwest wind forecast, I thought I might fly to Moreton-in-Marsh or Oxford. I had never flown to Oxford before. I found a bit of litter on the floor and took it with me to a rubbish bin in Oxford. I had a little flight. And landed on the side. I walked up. I had another go. There was lift above takeoff. I tried pushing out and had a hunch there might be a thermal off to the left. I found it and circled upwards. It wasn't the fastest climb, but it got me up. I left the hill at about 12:50. There was no sign of the others leaving the hill, but I found out later that Tony had left the hill about half an hour later, landing near Winchcombe. When the thermal got weaker, I could see from the cloud that there might be more lift to the south.
See, I think that's the cumulus cloud there.
I got up really high, but not quite to the clouds. I put my coat and gloves on. There were some strange wave clouds around. I guess there were stronger winds higher up.
Strange wave clouds.
I headed off downwind. I wasn't racing, I had enough time to get to Oxford slowly, so I planned to stay in any lift.
All that really matters is altitude.
I wanted to avoid any dark patches of land.
Where's the sunlight? There. Is there.
Sometimes I would search back into wind for lift, but it felt like a real waste of altitude if I didn't find it.
That's awful, Dan. What have you done?
I was getting really low, but was able to head for the interwind slope of Breeden Hill.
There's no birds to point at.
I worried that I might be landing on the top of Breeden Hill, but I found a thermal to save me. Sometimes the centre of the thermal keeps moving off to one side, an indication that it's being pulled into a faster rising column of air.
So no, that is not the way. This is the way. This is the way. This is the way. You've got to take it a bit further this time. A bit further this way. A bit further this way. Yes.
I got up nice and high and was able to look at the map and plan how to get around the Bryce Norton CTR if I got that far. The plan was to skirt to the left of it. This plan would mean that I would have to be at least 670 metres high across the whole of the Oxford ATZ.
There's a cloud. It's on my route.
I was hungry, but my peanuts and raisins tub had fallen open and spilled into the bottom of my flight deck. This didn't stop me eating them though. I managed to stay high at this point. My fingers were getting cold, so I did some finger and arm exercises to persuade the blood to flow. My tracker kept making warning beeps as wave after wave of gliders headed straight for me. I think they were in some sort of competition, as my presence didn't seem to affect their heading at all.
What the hell are these dudes doing? They're all following each other. Some kind of following my leader race.
I flew over the big festival at Kingham and was now following the railway line all the way to Oxford and able to be within a glide of a station at all times. The red arrows flew past below me.
So there's the red arrows.
I finally got to Cloud Base, the only time today. I had airspace ahead. The only way across was to get a good thermal. I got a good thermal. I was able to glide over the top of Oxford ATZ, looking down at it to my left. I could now get up Google Maps and work out how I could walk to the station from a landing field. There was a good thermal over the landing field, which made getting down difficult. I tried a spiral, but it was getting too much G-force for me.
I can't handle it. Shoot!
I tried more spiralling in a more controlled way. I did big ears. I did B3 tip stall. I eventually got low enough that landing looked imminent, so took off my gloves and coat. I landed. It had taken me more than 15 minutes to get down over the landing field. I had flown 82 kilometers in over 4 hours. This is fairly slow, but I was really pleased with my achievement. Adam Kozlowski, who flew the furthest that day, had flown 160 kilometers from the Longmynd in about 5.5 hours, counting from when he left the hill, which is significantly faster. I walked 25 minutes to the train station. The train only went as far as Moreton in Marsh, where I had to get on a rail replacement bus to Worcester Shrub Hill, and then the train to Malvern Link, where my wife picked me up.